In a glade dappled with sunlight, where dewdrops clung to spiderwebs like tiny diamonds, lived a little fairy named Pip. Pip was just like all the other fairies in the Whispering Woods, with wings as delicate as dragonfly wings and a laugh that sounded like tiny bells. But Pip had a secret, a heavy, sad secret that he carried in his small heart. Pip couldn't fly, while the other fairies soared through the canopy, painting the sunrise with strokes of gold and pink. Pip would stay on the forest floor. He'd watch them, a lump forming in his throat, as they danced with butterflies and raced the wind. His own wings, shimmering and beautiful, would give a hopeful flutter, but they just couldn't lift him from the ground. "Try harder, Pip," his friend Lily would call down, her voice carried on the breeze. "Just believe you can," Pip tried. Oh, how he tried. He'd climb to the top of the tallest mushroom, take a deep breath, and leap. But instead of soaring, he'd tumble down, landing softly in a bed of moss, his wings buzzing with frustration. The other fairies meant well, but their advice only made him feel smaller. "Just flap faster. It's easy," they'd say. But for Pip, it wasn't easy. It was impossible. One day, feeling particularly gloomy, Pip wandered away from the familiar paths of the glade. He walked until the cheerful laughter of his friends faded, replaced by the quiet rustle of leaves. He found himself in a part of the woods he'd never seen before, where ancient trees were draped in thick green moss. It was there he met a wise old tortoise named Sheldon. Sheldon was slowly munching on a wild strawberry, his ancient eyes holding a calm wisdom. He saw the little fairy sitting on a root, his shoulders slumped and his wings drooping. "A long way from the sky, aren't you, little one?" Sheldon said, his voice slow and rumbling, like distant thunder. Pip was startled. He hadn't expected anyone to be here. I can't fly," he confessed, the words tumbling out in a rush of sadness. "My wings don't work like they're supposed to." Sheldon finished his strawberry and looked at Pip kindly. "Supposed to? Who decides what is supposed to be?" he asked. "Your wings may not carry you into the sky, but have you ever considered where your feet can take you?" Pip had never thought of it that way. His feet, they had only ever carried him away from the fun, away from the others. "The fairies above," Sheldon continued, "they see the tops of the trees, the shape of the clouds. It's a beautiful view, I'm sure, but you, ... you are here on the ground. You can see things they will never notice. You see the world up close." Over the next few days, Sheldon became Pip's guide. He didn't try to teach Pip how to fly. Instead, he taught him how to see. He showed Pip the intricate patterns on a snail's shell, a universe of swirls and colors. He pointed out a line of ants marching with purpose, carrying tiny crumbs back to their kingdom hidden beneath a stone. Pip learned to identify the different kinds of moss just by their texture, the velvety softness of pincushion moss, the feathery feel of fern moss. Pip discovered a world he had been missing while staring at the sky. He found tiny bioluminescent fungi that glowed with a soft blue light in the darkest corners of the forest, a secret only the ground dwellers knew. He learned the language of the rustling leaves and the trickling streams. He befriended a family of field mice and helped them find the juiciest seeds. One afternoon, a frantic buzzing filled the air. Lily and the other fairies swooped down, their faces pale with worry. "Pip, it's Queen Elera's moon petal. It's gone," Lily cried. The moon petal was the heart of the glade, a single glowing flower that only bloomed on the highest branch of the oldest silver birch. Without its light, the fireflies wouldn't dance, and the night flowers wouldn't open. "We've searched everywhere in the sky," another fairy said, wringing his hands. "It must have fallen." Panic spread among the flying fairies from the air. The forest floor was a confusing tangle of green and brown. They couldn't possibly find one small petal in such a vast space. But Pip felt a surge of confidence. This was his world now. "I can help," he said, his voice clear and steady. While the others flew in circles, creating gusts of worried wind, Pip got to work. He remembered the path the wind usually took through the undergrowth. He noticed which way the blades of grass were bent. He talked to his friends, the ants, who had seen a shimmering object fall near the whispering stream. He followed the clues, his heart thumping with a new kind of excitement. Not the fear of falling, but the thrill of the search. He crawled under ferns and squeezed between roots. Finally, nestled in a patch of soft, damp moss he recognized as his favorite kind, he saw it. The moon petal, glowing with a soft, ethereal light, was safe and sound. He carefully picked it up. But how could he get it back to the top of the tree? He was just a little fairy who couldn't fly. Just then, he saw them. A long line of his ant friends were marching up the trunk of the silver birch. He gently placed the petal on a sturdy leaf, and with a series of tiny chirps, he explained the plan. The ants, working together, began to carry the leaf, inch by inch, up the massive tree. Pip directed them from the ground, calling out directions, his voice filled with an authority he never knew he had. When the moon petal finally reached the top, placed back in its rightful spot, the whole glade seemed to sigh with relief. That night, the forest was brighter than ever. The fairies came down from the sky, not with pity in their eyes, but with awe. "Pip, you saved us," Lily said, hugging him tightly. "You saw what we couldn't. Your world is just as magical as ours." From that day on, Pip was no longer the fairy who couldn't fly. He was Pip, the explorer of the undergrowth, the finder of lost things, the friend to all creatures big and small. He learned that his wings didn't need to lift him into the air to be special. They were a part of him, beautiful and unique. And he discovered that sometimes the greatest adventures don't happen in the sky, but right here on the ground, if you only remember to look down. His feet, once a reminder of what he couldn't do, had become the very thing that led him to his true purpose. He was exactly where he was supposed to be. Thank you so much for watching this story with us. If you enjoyed spending time with Pip, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more magical tales. We love sharing these adventures with you. See you next time.